So let me talk a little bit about what we just released. I'll be quick because I want to get to the good stuff. If you haven't seen our announcement, head over to the announcements channel and you'll be able to see what we pushed just today. So we split our service into two different categories. We split it into a shared server, like a shared storage instance, and then we have a fully private instance. We chose to do this again for speed of getting updates out. When we're not dealing with moving files all around and we just volumize everything and attach a volume to everything, it enables us to just push out the latest, run some tests, and say, go. If we didn't do it this way, we wouldn't be able to get our stuff out. We've had a lot of people ask us, oh, can you integrate with Google Drive? Can you integrate with, AWS storage, S3? It's like, well, yeah, but that's months of work, and we don't have months here when everything's changing day by day. So this is just the way that we have it rolling. It works great. Stick around in our shared storage to kind of get your feet wet. When you're ready to really step up your game, head over to Creators Club and just unlock all the features back there. And again, we chose this strategically to enable us to get stuff done fast. And if you look at our cadence in pushing out updates, it's like every 10 to 14 days. I think our last image was 8 days ago. So yeah, we can get stuff out quick, which is great. So anyway, let's just go over a couple of things. The shared instances, we added MultiControlNet. So Creators Club has had this for about a week now, week and a half. We added the style T2I ControlNet adapter. Revolved, are we going to go over that today? The style adapter?
I love that one. I was playing with it last night. It's incredible.
I'll let that speak for itself. We added regional prompter extension, which Revolved has been playing with. And then in the shared only, we added in-painting model, both of them for 1.5 and 2.1. We updated all the software, automatic deform, ControlNet. We updated Dream Booth in Creators Club. Dream Booth's only in Creators Club because it requires so much storage. That's the only reason. We're not trying to keep anything from you guys. Again, it's because this is just the quickest way to get stuff out. You're welcome to hop into Creators Club and support us, or you're welcome to stay into in the shared instances and just roll with what we've got that we can deliver in those shared instances. So keep that in mind. And again, if you jump into Creators Club, there's tons of benefits. We have more community days just for the Creators Club individuals. Prioritize support, plus you help support us and you help support development. So we appreciate you guys. Persistence. Dream Booth models now save to storage for better persistence. So Creators Club individuals who are here, when you create a new model on that left side, and you set up all your settings and you put where all your images are and you click save, well, that stuff now goes to your storage. So if you spin down a server and spin up another server, you can go into that same modal, hit the refresh button so it reads from your volume, and all of your models are going to be there. This is great for being able to resume trainings if something's failed. This was much needed, and we were finally able to make it work. So that's a huge update for Creators Club people. Saves you tons of time, resetting things up. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it should be really great. Shared instances, we're able to bring your style.csv file into your storage. So meaning that you can now save your prompts to your style file, and it's going to go into your storage for when you boot up another box. You'll be able to pull prompts in that you've worked on in the past. This is for both instances, automatically save deform settings to your storage. So this is doing it in two different ways. I don't want to go into it because this isn't a deform meeting, I guess. What do we call this? A meeting? This isn't a deform class, but your deform settings are much easier to save to your storage now. This is on both instances. Some improvements, we got some loading times. We got loading times down. They went up a little bit the last release because of some bloat that we were trying to get rid of. We got them back down. They should be within a minute and a half to 2 minutes. Sometimes I can get it down. It just depends really, because sometimes things are congested. If your boot goes over, I'd say 4 minutes, something might be wrong. You can either cancel or just wait. We have some redundancy built in to just kill servers that are taking too long. The best thing to do is if you have a stuck server, just wait. We have some self-healing processes that we've built to fix those problems, and then just spin up another one. You shouldn't be charged. We cover that cost. Um, Image generation times are going to be faster. They went up a little bit again because of that bloat that we had. We've gotten rid of that. So if you've noticed, your image generation times are pretty slick. We've got the small boxes generating just from like a 3, 4, 5 token prompt, like image of a cat. We got those generating in about 3 seconds, sometimes under 3 seconds, which is amazing. And then the medium servers are about 2 seconds. And then the large servers, I think they're 1.2 seconds. So yeah, incredibly fast. Again, this is due to our ability to run it on bare metal and not virtualized. So you're going to get the fastest times with our service here. I'm going to keep speeding through this. I want to get to the meat and potatoes. Sorry to keep you guys here. There's a new paths text file in your storage. It's in the automatic or the auto 1111 folder. Jump into there, click on the paths text file, and that's going to have your paths for saving things. This is going to be the mount private for you creators clubs. And then for the shared storage instances, it's actually going to show your full path to your storage, which is great because now you can save to form settings. This was needed in order for people to save to form settings, so now that's available. And then Creators Club, we added a tail function. So when you're training, you can tail the output of the automatic 1111 log. What that means is as you're training, you can see what's happening. There is some problems with the progress bar disconnecting. So this will help mitigate that. Some people are asking, I'm not paying attention to chat. I think revolves on that. So thank you. And then follow us on Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube. Again, we love you guys' support. We have some really cool creators doing stuff on Twitter. And if you follow us on Twitter and you tag us, we'll tweet you back and we'll share your tweet to our following. So it's going to get you some exposure if you're an influencer at all. So we'd love to have you guys follow us and tag us. Okay, that's all the updates. Moving on, Automatic 1111 just released a new version this morning. They've been merging in pull requests since 4 a.m. today. I think there's like 40 some odd updates. We're gonna pause for a little bit. We're gonna wait and see. I'm gonna probably spin it up and just see what breaks. But yeah, don't expect that to hit for another, maybe 10 days. Just give us some time to work through those bugs and make sure that it was a huge update on their end, but we're going to make sure that we're solid on our side before we update that. Okay, without further ado, Revolved, is there anything else you want me to talk about in terms of like roadmap? I mean, there's some great features coming out. We're always working on stuff. Just be patient. This stuff takes time. Again, we're probably going to be the fastest, provider out there getting automatic pushed out to you guys because of our decisions and how we built our architecture. All right, Revolve, take it from here.
Yeah, great. I'll just answer a quick question. Popped in. Christian was asking if there's anything new and interesting in the new version. I mean, it did just come out at 4 a.m., so we might not have anything to say, but did you notice anything in there that caught your eye?
Are you talking to me? Yeah, so
For
as
Otter,
far
yeah.
as the new version, it's more just stability stuff. They've had a lot of bloat problems with spaghetti code. They're cleaning up a lot of that. I only looked at it for about 30 minutes. I've been really focused on our event right here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have to maybe pop in and give you guys my, my interpretation of what they've done. Basically just making it easier to build on top of is what I was told. So
Okay.
that's a good thing because that just means things will come out faster.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. All right, well, let's jump into it here. I don't want to, hesitate anymore. We got some fun stuff to do. So I'll just show you really quick the regional prompting because that one's just fun, easy, makes great mermaids, very useful. So here I'm on shared. I'm on a large just for the demo purposes, but this works on all of them. So what I have is in here, you'll see my prompt is a little weird. It's got this like break at the end of it. And that's because down here, I'm using the regional prompter extension, which we added in. So if you open regional prompter, hit active, you can now divide your image in areas. So I have each section of the image, it's divided into 3 and it's vertically split. and I have equal strength to each area. So the 1 is strength. If I did like 0.8 in there, it would lower the strength in that area. So we can actually try that out. It's worked really well. This base prompt thing, it means you could, if you put another line in on top, you could change it. So maybe I'll show you that in a sec. But let's just go over the prompt here. Silver hair, right? Silver hair there, mermaid tail, and the shell bra didn't come through, but we did get on some of them a dolphin. Worked out pretty well. So if we wanted to, we can change the hair color, for example. So we could do
So this
purple
is
hair.
splitting the image into 3 quadrants, starting at the top, right?
Yeah,
And then it splits, right? Is that what it's doing? So it
yeah, you
splits
got
it
silver
into
hair in the islands, right in the top, and then you can
perfect.
see the
Yep.
island, and then the shell bra.
And
I
then the
mean, it's kind of a
midsection.
shell, yeah, and then the
Yeah,
mermaid tail, right?
got it. Okay, that makes sense.
So if we can change the hair to purple, and maybe we can, instead of islands, put a boat in the background. Um, the dolphin, it's funny, I'm doing high res fix, so this will take I've like made it sort of a vertical image, and then I'm upscaling it a bit. So the high res fix is here, just giving it a bit more resolution. And the high res fix was taking out the dolphin for some reason. So Christian, it doesn't make 3 images. It's doing it in latent space. So what that means is like before the image is diffused, it's like applying the prompt to the divided sections, but it's doing it all in the same prompt. It's interesting. Yes, it's interesting. In the examples, like if we go to here, you can see there's this like clockwork woman, right? Where on the top she looks like a normal woman, and then on the bottom she's like clockwork, which I think is a really awesome example. This GitHub page, regional prompter, let's just pop it in the chat. Okay, so
Yeah, go for it.
this will, give you all the extra settings that you can use and tell you how to use it, blah, blah, blah. There's like green hair, red blouse, blue skirt, right? Very easy to see it happen there. We're going to do this live. This this model is a bit weird. Hopefully our negatives come through all right. But, oh, she's holding the dolphin there. Okay. The high res fix, just keep in mind it will make things kind of weird sometimes. So you might get extra limbs. You might see the totem pole like heads on top of each other kind of situation. But let's see. Oh, we got our boat in there. The hair is purple. Poor dolphin. Looks like it landed on the beach. Oh no, it's just the fins. It doesn't quite understand the mermaid, but it's pretty good. I think this is great. I mean, this model Abyss is fantastic for making anime. It really comes through quite well. So there's our boat, purple hair, dead fish on the beach with her. But yeah, you can see, that this is very, very effective and easy to use. Break, break, we're good to go, and just straightforward. So really excited for that one. It's awesome and easy to use.
Very cool. Hey, chat, if you guys could dump in some ideas of how you could use this technology, like
Well,
what are some other oh, do you have some thoughts, Revolve?
I mean, the fashion thing is clear. I saw Hashim in here earlier. I mean, he's been doing a lot of stuff in fashion. There's
Mhm.
like poster
Poster
layouts,
layouts,
graphic,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Graphic novel layouts, yeah, exactly.
yeah. So
Just composition, that's exactly. Yep. Sorry, go
there's
ahead.
lots of good stuff in here, and you can do horizontal as well. You can do weird aspect ratios. You could do landscapes, right? Cityscapes. Maybe you want certain shops. Having like an overall prompt, that base prompt can be really useful, and then you can have different like aspects of that city or town or background or what have you. So it's super simple, and I'm just going over it here, but like there's so much depth to it. It's extremely powerful. Um, let's turn off high res fix and just get a 512 by 512
Ginger.
Ginger. So I'm going to do one more here.
Oh, I see. He blocked out a way for text to be at the top.
Oh,
Oh, very
yeah.
cool. That's a smart idea.
That'll be
Meme
useful.
generation done.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yes. Okay,
That's
well, I
great.
don't know what this creature is, but that's hilarious.
Looks like a Pokemon or something.
Yep, definitely. Okay, so let's take this one. And whoa, we got a skyboat. Love it. Love the
Oh,
skyboat.
wow.
Okay, so let's send this to image to image. All right. So it's a pretty simple image, and this is where we can start using ControlNet to try some different things. So going down, this is the ControlNet tab. Okay, we have our standard image to image controls up here. I really like using this latent upscale if I'm doing any upscaling. The other modes are more like resizing based on the completed picture. Think of latent upscale as resizing based on the like uncreated image, the like imagined image, the diffused image. So it's going to be able to upscale, but also maybe bring in some details. So the other thing that we added in here for upscale is ultra sharp, which is fantastic with the latent upscale. We'll talk about that in a bit. Anyways, let's get into the goods here. So this is what ControlNet looks like. You can see we've got 1 and 2 added in there, so 3 total ControlNets that you can run. First thing you need to do is enable it. And there's 2 different things here. We've got the preprocessor and the model, and they work together. So there's a number of them here. We can go through some of them, try them out. Let's just start with Canny. So Canny is like basically it's going to outline everything in your image. And so if we do Canny, it's going to have the outline of this mermaid and then remake it. Yes, filter control. Someone posted ultra sharp in the Discord. I saw it and I was immediately like, oh, that's amazing, super easy to upload, get going.
It's
So we got it
yeah,
right away.
Ultra Sharp is so good. I was playing with it the other day. Ultra Sharp with ControlNet, it's unreal. Like you can get such good detail into, I mean, a 4K image is just almost easy. The problem is I had to do it on a large. I couldn't, I mean, it would break on a medium. I mean, maybe if I did it smarter, I think I was just pushing all the sliders way too high. But it took about a minute per image on a large, but I got probably 4 out of 4 good ones. So it's very reliable and awesome. So hopefully
Yeah.
you're gonna play with that.
Yeah, and you don't need 4K images, right?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
It was just neat to see how far you could go.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
The
yes. So
detail.
Ryan Green, we will post the Olivo video. And the nice thing, once again,
A lot of
with
people have been
us, you can
posting
just skip all that part where the first half of the video where they tell you to install the dang thing.
it. Already ready to go.
Yeah.
But a medium works. You can try it on a medium. I mean, you could probably try it on a small too.
Yeah. So
Um,
so I just want to get to this here. So I've got the image loaded. The key thing here is I'm putting that image that I just made, I'm saving it and then putting it in here because I want to use this canny to get the outline of the mermaid so we can redo it. Now, I guess if I do a canny here, I need to do multi-control. So let's do this. Well, what do you think? What should we start with a style? Should we?
Um, I think we should just do a canny and see what we get. So is what I usually do. I've played a ton with ControlNet. So what I usually do is I'll do exactly what you're doing. It's still undecided if you need that second image, but it doesn't really hurt because it's just gonna draw the same lines. Not a big deal. I like to so go up and change your, oh no, a little down a little bit more, sorry. Change your denoising strength. Now, do you want a whole new image or do you want to try and keep the image close? What are your goals here?
Yeah, right. That's a good question. And
Yeah,
finding out
so
what the
let's
goals.
ask that question. Do you guys
Yeah.
want a whole brand new image or do you want to try and make some subtle adjustments, add details, maybe change a few things in this current image because the denoising is going to matter. Let's do. I'm reading the chat here.
Fine tuning.
Change
Change
details, fine tune.
details.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
leave
let's
it down.
keep it
Leave it at
there.
50. That's fine. Because we can
Yeah.
go up, we can go down. That works. And then I take the weight and I bump it to 9. I don't do it at 1, and I can explain why. I do like 9 to 9.5. And then I also take the canny low resolution and I bump it down to 80. That gets us more details. And then I take the canny high threshold and I bump it down to about 160. And is what this is doing is it's kind of bringing the white space, it's kind of taking out some of the white space and giving you a little more details. Because look at the original image. You got clouds, you got beach, you got waves, you got fins. We're going to try and keep those details. And then I just send it. And I usually do like 3 or 4 just to kind of see if I'm, in the right space, or if I'm way off, we'll know. And
Yeah.
so what it's doing right now is loading it's done loading.
Yeah,
Never mind, go
so
ahead.
this is just like reinterpreting the image. We're not going to get too much variation here, but
Right.
what we will be able to see is the preprocessor. So this is what Canny is doing, right? Is it's
Yeah.
outlining the image in a lower resolution, but you can see it does a really great job. It even caught the skyboat, right? So denoise wouldn't make much. Well, it would make much of a difference here. So, for
Well, what
example,
it
if
would do,
let's
yeah, is
pop it
it'll
up because
perfect.
Sparkling
This
in
will
the
really
chat is
show it off.
saying, "Hey, it doesn't do much," right? So let's take a look
Right.
because this will.
This will change it pretty drastically.
No, not. It
No?
doesn't look like it. But I
Let
have
me
seen
see.
denoise do that, and I think when we get into multi-ControlNet, that's when it's going to start to
Oh,
affect.
well,
Here
hang
we
on. Let's
have
pause here.
the same image, right? So it's not doing much because it's the
Look,
same
look
image.
at your prompt though. Your prompt is it's
The
the
prompt is
same. If you were
exactly
to
the same, yeah.
if you were to change the prompt, you're going to see some changes in that final image.
Well, it's the same, but it doesn't have the regional prompter. So let's do
So I would change, yeah, I would change this up and just say, I don't know, let's get some ideas here. Turn the weight down to use
tourist
creativity. Right, right.
beach
Well,
party.
the weight is how closely is the new image going to follow the lines that it created. So we're going to keep the weight at 9. We can lower it, but we're going to keep it at 9. Tourist beach. Yeah, so let's see. Why don't we change the hairstyle? So maybe change the hair.
Hold on. I don't. It will. Oh yeah, we could do change the hairstyle. So we'll do.
Or just like
I don't know.
maybe make the clouds, maybe change the season. You could
Let's just see what
change.
we get first. I
Yeah,
don't.
let's just
I'm
see what we
really
get.
curious.
There you go.
Yeah. So it keeps the same thing because it's using the outline to reimagine the image, right? But here it's got variations in the colors because we didn't specify the hair. Now it's coming through. What didn't come through is all the extra stuff, the beach party, and whatnot. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this image and we're going to do something weird. Okay, so this is some glitch art I made from like an old model based on some like video art. So it's really weird. And like, what is that going to do if we did canny, right? It'll trace
It'll
that.
make it look.
So we could try that, but let's try doing something like color. Okay, so this is, and the fun thing here is just really experimenting with this stuff and trying it out to see what happens. So we've got denoising strength really high. That's going to change it a lot. So let's see what we get. Because the point of this is just experimentation. Like just, okay, yeah. See the denoising strength really, you've got like a person in there.
Yeah, but yeah, we're telling it to change the entire image.
So
So
here's what the pre-processing image did for color, right? It's splitting it into blocks and then choosing that color. So here we've got some just like absolutely bonkers stuff, but we do have a party and we do have a beach. So what we need to do is get something that's maybe got the mermaid in there.
there you go.
There's the mermaid because we lowered the denoising strength. But we don't have a party yet. She does have a drink in her hand though. She's getting ready to party. So what we can do is maybe raise it a bit. And maybe instead of color, let's do a different one. Let's do segmentation. I do like segmentation for like more abstract stuff like this. So we're going to use the T2I seg. And let's just see how this goes. Trying to get the party started here. So one thing I will note with ControlNet, it does take quite a bit of RAM. So you'll find that it takes longer to do stuff sometimes. All right, so we've got the picnic basket. Here we have, well, the mermaid's gone, replaced with a kiosk. This is gentrification. Here you've got, wow, she's really prepared a lot. So there's no DJ yet, but you know, we're getting there. And this is just like a pretty poor prompt, but I wanted to try some different things. And here you can see that the image itself is kept, but it's like incorporating these weirder sort of things. Okay, so what we're going to do is use this image, and now we're going to try style, because that color thing was not working with the with what we were doing. So we go in here, we're going to enable depth this time. So depth is really great for getting like a 3D sort of feel in the ControlNet. And that means that the 3D aspect will be retained in the image. The depth map will allow that to happen because that will be the pre-processed image. But then we're going to use a multi-ControlNet to add a second style on top of it. So let's put this up to 9. And we'll go to control and enable another one. Now we're going to drop that weirdo image in here. Pick another one. Okay. And we're going to go to clip vision. So clip vision, basically what it's doing is it's looking at the image itself and using clip to like determine what it is. And then it's applying that prompt that is figured out through clip to the image. This is my assumption of how it works. I haven't read the research paper, but I was reading some stuff about clip vision today. So that's what I came up with. So now when we do this, first thing it's going to do is take the original image, find the depth map of it, and then apply our new Technicolor style. So messy hair, mermaid, tourist, beach party. Let's just take out this and instead say, well, let's just say this, and then we can try prompting some other stuff in after. Let's just find out what this looks like first, because you can actually do style with no prompt, just using the depth and the style. Go ahead.
I've noticed with ControlNet, you can get away with very basic prompts because remember, you're feeding it a whole outline of what you want it to draw. As long as that outline resembles a mermaid, it's gonna draw a mermaid. And so it kind of enables you to start from a more controlled entry point, because that's all this is doing. It just creates random noise and then starts generating stuff based off that noise. It takes steps to do that. What you're saying is, hey, here's a starting point. Go trace this and just create me a mermaid, and you can get some really cool stuff. So don't go crazy with your prompts. When you've got the image that you want, keep it simple.
Yeah.
We have a couple questions. Do you want me to save the questions?
Yeah, just one sec. I just want to note what we got back here as results, and then we can get to the questions. So you see here that there is like some slight variation. You know, there's this like weird beam in the sky. There's some colorful fan in the hair, different colors everywhere. So the colors are kind of just barely coming through here, right? You got this like tinged purple area. But if you notice, the depth map was kind of awful. So there's not really much depth here. It's just sort of like an outline. So I think in this case, it might be best to use Canny and get that. We had that really high quality outline. So we're going to try it with Canny and see how it goes. All right, so questions.
Let's see, what do we got here? So also, aren't we an image to image?
And let's invite Sparkling up, because Sparkling has been doing a lot of ControlNet as well. Can I bring you up on the stage? Where do I do this?
They have their hands raised.
There you go.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Okay, so Sparkling, for those of you who don't know, is one of our Creators Club's members. He also helps out in the chat quite a bit. He's just kind of taken upon himself to, just be part of this community. So we really appreciate him. Sparkling, what do you have a way to show us something? I'm not sure how you want to present this.
Well, yeah, let's
Well,
just chat first and just like,
Okay.
we'll show some of the stuff that you've been working on because it's incredible. I can't wait to see that. But let's figure this out together, what we're working on, and just chat about ControlNet first. Like,
yeah, one thing I want to say is people disregard the HED stuff because always use Canny, but I think HED is sometimes really nice because it doesn't have the small details and it goes more for the overall structure of the image.
Interesting.
So yeah, you can try that as well.
Okay.
all right, and HED isn't the it isn't the architecture building one with the
No,
straight
this
lines.
is ML.
That's
No, this is MLSD or
MLS.
something.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, cool.
Oh,
So
I'm European, so I don't speak English as a native language. So sorry if I mess up all
no, you're good. You're good.
all the
No,
alphabet stuff.
never apologize. You're good.
Yeah. Yeah, so the canny outline is retained very, very strongly in this, right? So you notice there's no movement, but some of the colors are coming through. I bet we could find a better image than this. So maybe the clip vision doesn't quite get it. So there's a few different things we can try. I'm thinking maybe I generated all these weird. Here I am going for weird planets and stuff. Weird planet painting. So let's try that. Give it a go. See what we come up with.
Rob Chain's saying to use a photograph, which I agree, photographs are. So the reason
Yeah.
why we're choosing to do the anime is because there's a lot of training data out there. It's very creative. It would probably be pretty hard to create a human mermaid, but if you choose the anime way of
No,
going,
I think it would be easy. I think it'd be easy. Here's the image. You can see it's got like a bit of texture. It's like a painting. And if you notice here, we started to get that painting texture in, right?
That worked really well.
It's coming through.
Cool.
So what I will say for this is these guidance start and guidance end are really important for the style. And just like changing these around, you can get quite different results. So just keep that in mind. This is, again, just a place where experimentation pays a lot of dividend. You'll find out what works best for your style and what you like to do. So yeah, we'll try one photo and then let's switch over to sparkling to what you've got because I definitely want to see that.
That actually turned out really, really good. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stylized. It's very similar to the original.
I like the dreamlike kind of blurriness that it applied, which was in the original image. Oh yeah, you got these nice like rays coming through. All right, I gotta try one of my weirdo ones again though. I'm just like I can't stop now. All right, so this is from a custom model that I made in Dream Booth and popped it in. Let's just see what we get there, because it's like I really love the like super impactful changes that style can bring, and maybe we try that other. What was the one you were recommending? Was
HED.
HED. Yeah, let's try HED. Because Canny, it almost is like too strict. It's like this is way too detailed that it's not making like getting creative with it. We could also switch this to Euler A as well. Get things a little more creative in here. Euler is just a very creative sampler, and it will give you the weirdest results. You can see we're getting some differences here and things have gotten a little bit darker. So there's HED, right? Which is, this is very different. That was a great suggestion, Sparkling, because it's like it's not as strict. So we're going to get a lot more variation in between the lines here. So
That's
now,
cool. Wow.
Yeah, it's like definitely the light is darker, but we've got some of that color coming through. And we can...
HED sometimes has the tendency to mess up colors. I'm not sure when and why that's the case, but if you use HED a lot, sometimes the colors get weird and dark. Not sure why.
Well, I did use a dark image in this case, which
Oh, no, it's
might be it. But I think it's yeah, it's interesting how the difference is coming through. Yeah, like
Almost
now the
paints it for
sky we've
night.
got purple, right? Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
lots of purple blue. All right, cool. Well, Sparkling, did you want to share some stuff? Did you want to share your screen? How do you want to?
yeah, I have something prepared. Something. What I do is I like to do a movie scene or something and then transform it into something else, right? So yeah, I have something there. How do
Yeah,
I
Here,
share
I'll
do you need
my
stop.
some
I'll
time to
stop
set
sharing
that
my
up, or
screen. Hold on. There we go.
I have no clue how that works here.
here while they figure that out, if you guys are in Creators Club, there's only, as you guys saw it with the multi-control net, there's three. I put it at three because in order to do more than three, you have to load all of those control net models into memory in order to get one single image. Otherwise, generation takes forever because it has to unload one and then load the other, and then unload one and then load the other. So it was just a bad experience. Anything above three. Those in Creators Club can change that setting, but keep in mind if you go above three, you could run into some frozen instance. Like a frozen instance where it can't unload a model and load another one. So just keep that in mind. But you can go up to I think five, maybe six, where you can have a whole workflow of six control nets. I've never really found a workflow that makes sense for that, but then again, I don't know everything. So, okay, cool. Looks like we got that pulled up.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead and check it
Yeah,
out.
this is a famous scene from a movie that was shot in Vienna. It's Before Sunrise.
Oh, love that movie.
Whatever.
So does my
Yeah,
girlfriend. Yeah, fantastic
yeah.
movie.
This is a very very simple thing, right? What I usually do is try to turn this into anime or something. I'm using FandomMix, which is very cartoonish, right? For example, uh, let's use a VA.
Hey, I've
So,
been trying to, Sparkling, I've been trying to find that extension that you're using up there. I don't know what
oh,
it's called. What is that? I should have
this
installed
this
that.
is no extension. This is just
Oh,
something in the user.
user interface?
Yeah, exactly. In the user
Okay.
interface, it's if you use this on the quick list,
Okay.
it's the SDVA and also the clip stop, clip skip, because some models require that you use a clip skip of 2. I
I
don't
see.
really understand what it does, but some models say you have to use the 2, and
Yeah,
then
the
I
Deep
switched
Buru
it on.
Sometimes,
ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes we're just
Yeah,
closing our eyes and firing. So, okay, cool. That's cool. Thank you for showing that. I've been trying to figure out how people are doing that. So thank you.
yeah, no, it's just a setting. You have to restart, but then it's applied. So
Yep.
this is a very simple one, and what's very cool is you have a preview button, um, preview annotator
Mm-hmm.
results to see what your settings get, because especially if you go with depth map, you might want to adjust this. For example, if I reduce the resolution, I get
Preview?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
less, and you can't go too high. If you go too high, you get an error.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, not really sure how that works, but you can play around with and see how much depth you want. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you don't. The SD is very clever to understand this, because to me this does not really look at that much like the picture. But if I enable this and disable the HED, and then oh, well, we don't need that much, just a few. Um, it picks it up pretty good. And in for that image, the HED worked a little bit better,
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Wow.
but
So cool.
it's very cool to, yeah,
So you could basically take all weekend, pick your favorite scenes from your favorite movies and make them anime, make them 3D, make them Disney, make them whatever you want. Wow, look at that. That
yeah.
is so cool.
The
I'm
HED works
sorry,
for
that's
this
just
one. Yeah, I,
that
I
is
I
so
try a lot of those different things to see which works best, because not every scene works well with every preprocessor. For example, this works really well with HED because it picks up the texture of the whatever the bench
the
uh,
background, yeah, the
or whatever it
bench.
is. and it looks
Interesting.
really cool. But this is a very simple thing. You just pop it in and it works. I have some more difficult stuff if you want to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because yeah, this is something that revolved. Yeah, you can see it really picked up the thing. It looks really, really nice.
Wait,
With,
is this the fall?
this is the fall. Yeah, this is
No,
what
that's
revolved.
not the fall. That's not the
Not
fall. No,
okay.
no,
Well,
there's another movie. There's another movie. Hold on. Oh,
okay. Well, it's
they
called the
just
fall,
released
and
it.
it's
Oh, I see. Sorry.
but it looks pretty cool because you have the things. The issue with that is if we switch to the, you have to throw it in here, and if you go just for the depth map to see like this, and then we try what we have to adjust the prompt. What's pretty cool is we can use the clip interrogator to figure out what's there.
Oh yeah.
To start with a good prompt. Or did it break or something?
No, sometimes it take. Have you ran that on this server yet?
Yeah,
Have you ran?
I have
Oh
the.
really?
I copied the prompts as well, so.
Sometimes the clip interrogator. So it's a weird bug I'm trying to figure out. There
Okay,
it is.
There it is.
it's
It
there.
downloads the entire clip every single time. I can't get it to preload. I can't. It's just a big pain in the butt. So yeah, your first time doing that clip interrogator needs to do it like a 1 GB download. So just you got to be patient.
Yeah. Well, it really helps if you do this stuff because you don't have to write the prompt yourself. It also always adds weird stuff at the end. Embryon butt, desert, stock photo, whatever this is. I usually delete it, but the first part of the prompt is pretty nice. I did write a little bit of a different prompt because I replaced the people with women because they're women, and I added wearing shorts, describe them a little bit. But if we use this like just with the depth thingy, it's very bad. Oh, sorry, I
Oh,
forgot.
yeah.
This is what I always do. I
Oh.
forget to enable it. All right. So we interrupted. Maybe we should add this to the thingy because
Oh, nice. Rob just made.
Whoa, Rob.
Yeah, nice. That's a better example. It's funny. I was so busy making mermaids, I was not paying attention to the control net. So I'm really
That's
glad you're
pretty
here,
cool.
Sparkling, because this is like a way better example than what I was doing.
That's okay. We edit it out. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No, but it's funny that you chose
no,
this movie. The movie that I was recommending, The Fall, is crazy for visuals. I posted it in the chat there. Like, it is nuts. But what you've got there with the watercolor is very cool.
Wow.
okay,
Yeah.
this looks surprisingly good.
Yeah,
My first
definitely.
things worked much worse. But we have this thingy here, this
A rope or
rope
something?
or whatever that's there. So this is not, yeah, it doesn't look that good.
So you
What
could
I did
send that
was
to Photoshop or in painting
exactly,
or
and
yeah.
this is what I did. I used my own depth map, and what I did was just delete the black the thing here with black overpaint, right? So we removed the depth processor, and we can hide
Wow,
it.
that's
Oh,
cool.
very
And
good.
this is
Yeah.
what I do a lot. I take the spray processed image, which you get easy from the preview. You can just save it and then put it into Photoshop and then do
Look,
small adjustments,
yeah,
right?
let's explain that again because it's important to understand what actually happened here. Instead of outpainting, or like Rob was saying,
Exactly.
instead of outpainting or inpainting the original image, you just went into the map and you painted that crap out that you didn't want on the map, which
Exactly.
was much easier to control, and everything's already loaded, everything's ready to go to get rid of any artifacts that you don't want that kind of stick out. So that it's important
Exactly.
to it's important to understand what was done there because it probably saved you 5, 10, 15 minutes of loading it into in painting, changing your workflow, or even spinning up another session. So yeah,
Exactly. And I did the same for the Kenny map.
way cool.
If you compare this, well, we have a little bit higher resolution here, but what I did was also just paint with black over this little part of the rope because
Yeah.
sometimes these small details can't get picked up by by the Stable Diffusion because it doesn't know what it is and you can't really prompt for it. If you say a rope is hanging down from the foot, yeah, it's like it doesn't really understand such small details.
Looks like I
But if
tried
we
to put a shoe in the in the image there.
yeah, and sometimes and also you see sometimes there are heads that pop up somewhere because it doesn't know what it is. But what we did now was use both the depth map and the canny to get rid of the heads that we had there, right? Because
Oh.
it didn't know what this was, but the canny added small details to it, so it understood better what it was, and
Genius.
it's pretty
Wow.
easy.
Yeah, that's
And we have
great.
that, and we can just upscale it and paint it to do it a little bit better.
Wow.
Right?
That looks
Awesome.
pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
what I have another that's really
Yeah.
tricky
Go
one
ahead.
was this one. This is from Breakfast at Tiffany's, one of Audrey Hepburn's greatest movies. And the issue is the hand, right? We often have hand issues because hands, yeah, it sucks with hands. And if we, well, let's disable this and pop it in again and get a depth map. Well, that's not good. For this is bad for a depth map, so we have to increase the resolution some, and yeah, it looks a
Get a little
little
bit
bit better.
softer, huh? Yeah.
But if we just do this, we have to adjust the prompt, of course.
Yeah, and
But I
the
have
image is also a
already.
bit wide, right? So it's actually cutting the hand off in the preprocessor.
Oh, didn't we? No, shouldn't.
If you scroll down, look there.
Okay. Oh, wait, you're
Let's
right.
I think
Did
if you
I?
scroll down to the bottom of the control model, there's a canvas width.
No, the canvas width is only if you want to create a blank canvas, right? If
Oh,
you
okay.
want
Right,
to
right,
do
right.
this. For other things, it's completely pointless what you put there. Well,
Got it.
sorry, I hit
Well, not
the
anymore
keyboard.
since there you go.
So, yeah,
Right.
and you see it's
Is it
not
taking?
sure.
Yeah, what's it doing?
Let's
Uh,
see what.
yeah,
Sorry.
if you adjust the resolution on the image to image, it should, oh, it got
Oh,
it.
there's the hand.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
It got it. It got it. So
Okay.
that's what I meant with we don't really understand what this thing is. Let's see if maybe okay.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
preview cut it off.
Yeah.
The little preview problem. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So you can't really trust this. What I use it is just to see if, especially with the depth map, if this is about the resolution I want. I want some of the details in the back and not just black white, but with some gray areas. Right? But we see here the hand is awful. Right? This is a total disaster with the hand. And what we can do is
That's
pop
actually
this.
not the worst I've seen.
That's not the worst. No, but
Yeah.
what we can do is we pop this hand in Photoshop and just trace it manually, right? When this is what I did.
Oh.
I just
Wait a minute.
I did this,
No
right?
way.
I just trace the hand, and the cool thing is we can just add the second thing. This is an HED.
Hey, this can only be done in ControlNet. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
don't
then
see
It's
it.
very impressive.
it's not really perfect because even if we do it like this now, you'll see the hand is still messed up a little bit, but it's much better. And yeah. Well, and yeah, the more control nets you throw in, the slower the image generation is.
Oh,
Right?
of course.
This is
Yeah.
also an issue.
What size server are you on, Sparkling?
That is a medium.
Medium.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, still a really good experience on a medium. I mean, this is reasonable. I mean, even though it.
Oh yeah,
Multi-control net,
of
yeah.
course, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. On a small, it's not really fun, but on bigger one, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Wow, that's
Yay.
great. Yeah. Awesome.
And but the hand is
Still
still
needs some work. Yeah.
And one thing you can still do is if the cigarette is not funny or not good enough, what I did was the next one was that one? Yeah, just edit the cigarette, right? And this is something that you can do. You can paint with white on black and say it is a depth map. depth map, because now we have a cigarette there. This time it picked us up the cigarette pretty nice, but I had things where it just where it tried to use this as the cigarette, right? There is a pillar or something in the background, and sometimes it thought this was the cigarette, and she held the cigarette like a total weird way. But this way we can force certain things, and yeah, if we try this, it gets slower a little bit, and it picks up the cigarette a little bit better.
Awesome.
And with that, this also knows a little bit more about the hand, and sometimes this helps to get better hands, right? But this tracing of the hands with in Photoshop and just say it's a depth map is well, it's a head. Head is pretty good.
When you say, oh wait, go back down really fast. Did you do a preprocessor? It says none. Is that okay? No, yeah,
Yeah,
because
because
you
he brought his own
That
image.
was a preview. Now,
Got it,
this
got
is this is the depth map because I just painted white. But if you trace the things in white, it's an HED. And
so cool.
yeah, well,
Yeah, I know it definitely
it didn't
takes some work to
really things, but you can see that it can work like that.
Yeah, and then you could fix it easily within painting, right? The last bit of it. When you have a big tangled mess of a hand, it's like kind of hard to deal with. But
but this is what I wanted to say. Sometimes with a ControlNet, this happens, right? The colors are completely off, and sometimes this happens, right? But you can see it's just one of three, and yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes it happens.
Cool.
That's
and
really powerful.
We got a comment, people asking for the model. I think maybe we should upload this one into the shared so everyone can use it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I just checked it. It looks like there's no licensing issues.
Yeah.
So technically it's a gray area. We don't really know where we stand since you guys rent your own hardware. You know, can we host these models? We don't know. We're just gonna play it safe. So what we're doing is we're trying to build a way for you guys to be in your models yourselves. And this goes for our shared storage servers as well. So this way we can just get around that entire thing of not hosting anything. But it will just take anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute to download a model into your server. But this will enable you to be able to install anything. We're working on that. It's a little bit of a ways out, but it is being worked on. So that's exciting because it enables anyone to use any model they want, and we don't have to deal with this crazy licensing stuff that everyone's fighting over right now. So.
I think we've got like just a little bit of time left. We're at the hour, but we started a little bit late, so maybe we can do one more thing. I think like Sparkling, while you're on the call, I'd love to get your thoughts on this because there's one model that has been particularly troublesome for a lot of people, and it also has a lot of power in it, and that's the open pose or the pose model.
Yeah.
Have you used that much? Like, what's your experience with it?
Yeah, I use it quite a lot. Also, there is a new open pose editor that I wanted to talk with you about it, because with the depth map library, you can add hands to it, right? I have it on my local machine, but I haven't had time. This week was horror work-wise for me, so I didn't have enough time to talk to you. But I think we can get a little bit better editor in. But yeah, open pose is pretty cool. Let me get my poses. I have some somewhere.
I'm gonna drop a link to one of our creators. Her name's Maria. She has a really cool video, kind of talking about what we've talked about here today. But she goes over open pose and kind of how to use it in a really advanced way. I put that in the chat. Go and support her. Subscribe to her channel. She does really, really good stuff. Sorry, go ahead, Sparkling.
Yeah, I'm just looking for my things. Yeah, pose are pretty cool because you can pose the models the way you want. I'm not sure. The problem is I mostly use unaware models for getting the pose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if I I can show where I get the pose from, but
Let's
you
keep it
can
clean. Yeah,
use
don't do
you
that.
can use detect from image,
Mm-hmm.
and for example, we have, if we go down there and we throw it in, we have a pose like this, for example, and you can use this in the open pose editor. You have detect from image, and it works pretty decently. Well, we have this one. I'm not sure. Do I have something
Is that not
that
working?
works good? No, I'm just looking if I can get them. Yeah. No, the models are all a little bit not that well dressed. You can post the things there, but it's very hard to use the head right? Because you have this one is the ear, and this one is the ear,
Mm.
and this one is the eyes. So it's
Oh,
very hard to do this manually, right? Because if you want to have the character look to the right, you have
right.
to do something like this, and it's very I don't know. It gets it
Yeah.
doesn't really work. So you have basically used detect from image.
Uh-huh.
What it usually does is up some lags, right? Usually you get something like this done.
Right.
But you can adjust this and put it in the right. One big issue is this. I made a
It's
mistake.
now
I put
off. Yeah.
the control thingy up there, so it's not visible anymore. So I have no chance of fixing this, right? Because I can hope to do this, and it works.
Oh,
Sometimes
nice.
you can see do this rectangle bigger than the canvas, and then
Go
hope that
grab
you
it.
catch it, right? But if you moved it too far, you can't. So this is
We're on the cutting edge of AI here. This is
Makes sense.
advanced
Yeah.
tech. But it is. It's like there's so many little things hidden in the platforms, like Sparkling, what you're showing me, like a lot of the stuff I was just like, I saw it, but maybe it didn't sink in. And we understand the UI for
Oh, but
automatic is like it's really tough. Like when people come into the Discord a lot of time, I mean everyone sees them try to generate an image in the Discord first of all, and then we're like, nope, you got to go to the server. Then they go to the server and try it, and it's just like they don't understand a lot of the time what the heck they're looking at. And you remember the first time you
okay,
saw automatic, it was just like, chaos, right? So,
yeah.
yeah.
But now I have a upper body picture, right? And this is what I mean.
Oh my
It detects
goodness.
the
Um,
you see it detects the shoulders and the face, but this one here is the legs, and they are just
Right.
it
Can
doesn't
you
know where they are.
can you
Yeah.
yeah,
delete them
exactly.
or
That you have to move them manually. The problem is it's sometimes hard to grab them and
yeah.
then move down there, right? And then you just move them out of frame,
Okay.
and this is how you fix this.
Interesting.
Huh.
It's very annoying, but and you do it with the other one as well. So whoop,
Right.
whoop, and it's hard to grab it. And we have here another one.
Oh yeah, that would make an arm in the shoulder, hey? Yeah.
Yeah. So and it's this, but I already did it with this is the pose, and if we then throw something in, let's do non-safe for work and nude here,
Thank you.
and
And then
I don't
just
know,
put woman, just take the man out maybe. Oh, okay. Well, that works
yeah,
too. You can
oh
do it.
just a woman, right?
Okay.
And then it should be. Oh, did
Nope.
I have another control? Yeah.
We got a stick woman.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, because I did the stupid thing. I had a depth here, right? Instead of open
Oh,
pose.
yes. There we
So
go. Open
this is
pose.
my usual
Yeah.
method of doing stuff.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
So
But
funny.
yeah,
Amazing.
Oh, that's so cool.
Amazing.
You got a light pole, I guess, in outer space.
Yep.
yeah,
Like
and we have
bicycle handlebars in
we have
Just
space.
a woman
render.
And
sitting
there's a
here
little
on the.
woman, yeah,
Everyone
on
in
her
the chat's like,
boat.
fine art.
Oh, that worked really well though. Look, you can see that.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh
really
my
great.
gosh.
Wow, that's actually
Yeah,
pretty cool.
and this is pretty cool. And the cool thing is, if you have the character lean against the things, SD will add
Like something to lean on.
will add content to it. Oh yeah, and we have mixed this up because it's a height
Mhm.
animated width. So if you have the arm is outstretched or she's leaning against something, SD will add a table or something. This is pretty cool. It's really content aware of those things.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, that's
Very cool.
awesome work.
Yeah,
We
and
had a couple questions that we should get into here. One was, what about text to image versus image to image for ControlNet? What do you prefer and why do you use those?
I don't think like you guys said, if the denoising strength doesn't really play a big difference, right? If we have this one here, we can.
I guess if you got a lot of control nets, like we saw with Canny, right? It's like it's still using that outline, so it won't change it
Yeah,
that much. Yeah.
exactly. I always use to set it to 1, so it's basically the same as text to image. I use this. I like image to image because I have the base image right there as reference, right? But I think if I set it to 1, I don't think there is a difference between text to image and image to image.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like to have the reference image there to compare how I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, from a workflow, you need to ask yourself, do I want something like do I want something looking like something else and I know what that something else is? Then you'd use image to image. You're saying, I want these two people standing on a big tall building and arms and legs stretched out. If you tried to generate that with text to image, it's gonna look kind of goofy. You might lose some details that you want. It could still work really well, but again, it depends on where you want to tell Stable Diffusion to start its diffusion process. You can say, here's an image, start here, and you'll end up closer to where you started. If you go the image to image route. Text to image works really well too. You can do some awesome things with it, but you have to allow that creativity. If you want it to be a little more creative, then use text to image. If you want it just to really stick close, you can use image to image.
Okay, so we got a question. Does OpenPose work for animals?
Yes, it does, but it can be tricky with the feed, right? You have OpenPose, you have feed. Well, let's say reset and reset. Sometimes this OpenPose editor messes up. So if you have the pose right, always use save JSON, because sometimes it will redetect a pose that's not there. Right? I'm not sure. So, but this is an animal, right? And you have to you can use the hands to pose the
Yeah, we don't need to get into it right now, but it
thing.
does
Yeah,
work.
it does work, but it does work. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we'll get the OpenPose updated there. I don't think that'll be a tough one, but we want to get those hands in. I did see that one as well, so that'll be
So the
fantastic.
OpenPose updated? You mean that it just needs to be updated like?
Oh, no, there's a different. Let's talk when
Okay.
it's when the thing is over,
Okay.
because there's a depth library. It's an only it's its own extension, but yeah.
Yeah, if you have it installed and it's working, and you can say, "Hey, this works great. I haven't run into any errors or whatever," I can push it in
For
pretty
example,
easily.
but this is what I mean with the denoising strength doesn't matter. I did 2 images. This one is with denoising strength of 1, and this is with denoising strength of 0, right? And you can see if I switch around, there's no difference.
No difference, yeah.
Someone in chat said it has to do with the weight here, because I always use weight 1. It could be that if you reduce the weight, then the denoising strength comes in, but this also means the image itself doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Right? If I throw in a different image.
Well, it'll be the same as image to image denoising strength, right? It'll bring in some diffusion and use some of the image. But
let's see. I just throw in a totally different
Yeah,
image
it's kind of
with a denoising
softening and
strength
it's
of
using.
0,
That's interesting.
and let's see how the result looks.
Oh wow.
Nope.
Exact same.
There's no difference. Yeah.
So what did we just discover here then? Like, you don't
if
need.
you have a weight of 1, ControlNet wins, and what you have up there doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Oh,
that makes
interesting.
sense. That makes sense.
All about that
Yeah.
diffusion. I see. Move
But
it to
this
0.9.
workflow that you showed with like ControlNet is really impressive, and there's a lot of ways to get like kind of exactly the image that you're looking for. I will say that with my experiments, a lot of what I've been doing has been pushing for more artistic stuff. So I haven't been as focused on trying to get an exact image, but I'm more like jamming a bunch of control nets together to make it do weird things. Like uh, Lynn is fantastic for this, right? She just goes in, tries a bunch of stuff, tries to break it, tries to make the most unreal, surreal stuff. And everyone's going to use this very differently for what they want to do, which is fantastic. And that's what I love about these tools is it's like it empowers you to make exactly the thing what you want to do, whether you want to jam it and get something totally unexpected, or whether you really want to nail like a specific look, a specific feel. This allows you to do that. It gives you so much more control. And the original image to image did give like some very impressive stuff, but it was quite hard to nail it down to what you wanted exactly. And ControlNet does let you do this. So we had a question here. Are you saving your auto settings so things like clip skip adjustment are at the top of whatever you start an instance? I haven't looked at saving yet, but there are various things I change when opening 11.11. Would be good to know. Also, how that works when new features get launched, that you guys add that required config changes.
Yeah, that's something that I'm kind of worried about as as we give you guys the ability. I'm always going to allow you to delete your config or delete your settings and then pull a new version down. So if you get into a state where your server is misconfigured because of some settings that you have that you're trying to force to be loaded, I would just say back them up or change it to like .bak or something. Pull down a fresh one because I'll install it if I don't see it in your storage. And then you can kind of merge your settings in or just go and recreate a new one really easily. That's gonna be my solution. I don't think I can go through and pull your config and do like a merge and purge and merge the JSON data. Like that's just too much. So I'll just say, hey, look, here's the config that works with this new version. Pull it down if you're into a weird state. That's what I'm gonna go with.
All right, awesome. Well, I think we should kind of wrap it up. I do want to say once again, thanks everyone. Thank you so much, Sparkling, for coming up here. You really did a fantastic job in explaining ControlNet, and I really appreciate that. All those little extra little things that you showed us that are just going to make it easier. So thank you for that, and as well to the community. If you're trying something, finding new techniques. If you share everything that you're doing in the gallery, if you're more than welcome to, because we're a community figuring this stuff out together, and we're like happy to if you find something cool to showcase what you're doing, and anyone who wants to teach people things is more than welcome to join us up on the stage here on our community days, because there's just so much to learn in this. There's so much news going on in AI news. It's hard to keep up. So yeah, just getting little bites of what people are doing, seeing things from new perspectives can be really, really powerful. And Scribble.
We didn't even go over
we
Scribble.
didn't go over Scribble.
That's
okay.
My favorite. I have a friend who's an artist, and he sends me 2 or 3 of these Scribble things a day, and I'll go in and scribble them up. So I know this really well. I can do a video on this maybe sometime next week or whatever. Maybe just a little quick, like 30-minute get together. It'd be fun. But Scribble's a lot of fun because if you have young kids or friends that are artists, this is how I actually convinced an artist that AI art's pretty cool. He was against it. He was pushing back. I literally in front of his face said, draw me something. And he drew like a little caricature, and I threw it in and I diffused it. I added it into ControlNet, and I go, boom, I just colored it in for you. He goes, holy cow, this is going to save me so much time. It's like, yeah, these are tools for you. They're not here to replace you. They're here to make you better. So he's obsessed now, and he sends me. I'll have to show you later. We're out of time, but I can go through. He sends me 5 or 6 a week, and he's like, "Do this, do this, do this," and he refuses to learn because he thinks that's giving in to the demons, and so we'll get him. We'll turn him over eventually. But Scribble's a lot of fun. We'll jump into that another time. Kind of running out of time here. So I think that's it. We're going to post this video probably in our YouTube channel. Is that right, Revolve?
Yeah.
Is that where we put this? Okay. And then so be on the lookout for that. We're gonna chop it up, make it a little bit shorter, and pull out some of the stuff that didn't quite make it to the final cut, and then we'll get this out for you. Thanks for being here, guys. We're gonna do this as much as possible. Hopefully every week. We'll try.
We're going
And
to
if
alternate
you're
though, so it'll be like 1 week will be
right.
Creators Club, 1 week will be public shared servers, so like open to everyone. If you have any suggestions for these things, if there's something specific that you want to go over, let us know in the chat, because we would love to show you guys all the power of this. But there's a lot of exciting new stuff coming. We're looking at adding some new stuff, and I don't want to like get ahead of ourselves, because there's been a couple times when it's like we tried to add something, it didn't work. But just keep your eye out, because there'll be a lot of awesome new stuff coming soon.
And jump into Creators Club. This is the best way to support us, and you guys get a lot of goodies. We're not asking for Patreon. We're not asking to buy us coffee. We're just saying, jump in, grab our awesome pro product, be part of the community. That helps us fuel development. We're even looking at making some hires here pretty soon. So if you guys are looking for a little side gig, reach out to us if you have anything to add. We're looking for documentation writers, we're looking for creators, we're looking for partners, affiliate program. We're about ready to really blow this up, and so we could use your help in that and collaborate together. So hang out. There's some really cool stuff going on in the chat there. Okay, we're gonna drop off here. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great weekend. Hope to see you using the new tools, and best of luck. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.